Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And today we're having a pre-recorded video to talk about the launch of the hashtag Mind the Brick and hashtag Mind the Baby challenge. And 1 year later, guess who's back to join me and talk about our collaboration? Please help me welcome Brighton Bricks. Hey, Nick.
Hello.
How's it
Hello,
going?
everyone.
So for those of you who are listening to this is a pre-recorded session, so we won't have comments from the guests, but we will be doing this as a premiere on January 1st, where we will be broadcasting it at midnight. So you can, after you celebrate the ball dropping on Pacific time, you could tune in, which will be 8 o'clock in the morning for people in the UK. And we can answer questions in the chat. So we'll premiere it. We won't be live, but you can actually ask us questions in the chat and we can respond. So that's how we're going to be doing this. And I'm so excited that you reached out to me again, Nick, to work with you on this Mind the Brick challenge. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure. I mean, it was so good last year, so it was a no-brainer, really. So, pardon the pun, really. So yeah, to kind of and then to kind of for you to kind of think of a completely different type of challenge was really exciting and really kind of like, okay, it's because obviously last year we did the Rebrick This challenge.
Yes,
And
we did
so,
actually 2 challenges because we did the Mind the Brick challenge in January, and then we did the Eco the Brick challenge in April. And that was when we did the Rebrick This challenge. And I'm really, really excited about this new challenge that we're doing for the first of the year, which is hashtag Mind the Brick, of course, because all of Nick's different challenges have hashtag Mind the Brick. But I asked him, I said, you know what? I actually have, or I've been known for baby builds. And since we're talking about the first of the year, because we talk about time, that it starts off as a baby and then becomes an old man or an old woman at the end of the year. So we're starting the new year with baby builds.
yeah.
Hashtag Mind the Baby. And I was talking to Nick about this, and I said, you know, it's actually a lot of fun to talk about how we're starting the new year, but a lot of what happens during the winter, and especially in the northern hemisphere when winter gets very bleak and dark, is that there's a lot of people who are suffering and need some help with as far as being able to see a brighter side of things. And that's why when you were talking about hashtag Mind the Brick, that the whole idea of raising awareness of mental health, and we should really start talking about this from a younger age, that, you know, this is something that is normal, that we have different times in our life, that we're going to have some times where we might need some help from people.
I think that's so true. That I mean, outside of this, I also work in education, and we do see a lot of children now suffering from anxiety and other mental health. And, there could be various other reasons for it, but that is what is happening. And so it's one of the things I think, we need from an early age to kind of go, okay, what techniques can we put in our way to help us deal with anxiety or stress or depression or all these things. And for me personally, I think I said last year, is Lego is one of the things which helped me. And so again, what also hoping this sort of doing these challenges will hopefully encourage either maybe younger people who may have just sort of started getting into the dark ages of Lego. Maybe they go realize actually that will actually help them, get back into the hobby, get back into building, and sort of realize just the kind of the well-being, the mindfulness of building, really, rather than necessary any other aspect of Lego. It's that sort of how it can.
Well, mindfulness and just kind of taking yourself out of whatever gloomy thoughts that you might have at the moment. And I think for kids too, we had a discussion with Justin and Austin, who are pediatricians who are on Lego Masters Series 3 or Season 3. And Justin was mentioning that, yeah, a lot of kids are very nervous because it's a, a different place for them. They've got machines going off, they have an IV going, and he'll bring in some Lego bricks just to kind of, ease the tension. And sometimes that's all you need to do is have a little pile of bricks and start working with them.
It is, and it's just it's a great thing, which, as we've also, Lego just great at distracting the brain, and that's really what sometimes just all you need to do is distract the brain to reset, to kind of refocus, and sort of, and it is, I mean, and that's to say, and it's all ages. It doesn't matter how old you are, from from 2 to 99.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 100, so, yeah, it could be 100, and it is, that's what sort of, and that's the kind of the purpose of sort of doing these challenges, is to make people kind of go, okay, it isn't just a toy, it isn't just,
Right.
it is more than it's more than a toy. And how
it's more than a toy. It's actually a place for healing. And that's why when you approached me last year about doing this, I thought it was really an important message. And I wanted to ask you about, how did you get your start with this whole challenge? I mean, you did it, I think, before you brought me on, because I started with you last year. And I'm just kind of curious about, what was your inspiration? Hashtag Mind the Brick. When was the first time you started it, and where has it come today?
I mean, the actual Mind the Brick first started last year. Was the first time I did it properly.
I'm from ground zero.
From zero, yeah. But
Okay.
the actual mental health, well-being, it's been brewing for several years. I mean, in some sense,
right.
The whole, I mean, in some ways, me getting back into Lego was sort of, it was a part of my personal well-being process. And realizing, by playing with Lego and building Lego, I realized how it can help us. And that's why I can start doing events and workshops for people of all ages, from kids to adults, basically trying to, again, spread that message of well-being.
Yes.
And sort of, did team builder I now do team building workshops for adults. I'll do mindful mosaic event workshops. I do a variety of things, and it's just, I've been doing those for several years now, and it's like when I always kind of feel there's loads of kind of a month for this and a month for that, or a day for this, day for that, and I just think, particularly mental health, and because of the current climate we're in, both because of COVID and just because I think just the way society is, I think it's so more important that we look after our mental health, and so really kind of the whole focus of Mind the Brick was two things. It was one aspect was to kind of show to people who are either Lego fans, who probably know it already, but also to non-Lego fans going, look, Lego is really good for well-being, is a really good mindful thing. But the other part of it was probably the more important part, really, was trying to, again, is to, by sharing information, by trying to encourage conversations and trying to reduce stigma and talk about our own mental health, and encouraging, even if it's one or two people have a conversation and suddenly say, look, yeah, I'm struggling, find a way of something which can help them. It's the idea is just to try and we try and reduce the stigma in talking about mental health, encourage them, make it more open, make people feel more confident that they can talk about their mental health, and no one's going to judge them, no one's going to say you're weak. And that's, for the years I've never really talked about my own mental health issues, because
because there's been a stigma too, right?
Yeah,
talking about mental health.
And there's always been very much, being British as well, we have this, stiff upper lip, oh yes, we got, we can't, we've got to all be very serious and very kind of adult. And again, that's also poison. Again, how that we adults, yes, we have to be serious, but also adults, we need to have fun, we need to have play. And so it all really ties in together, really. It's just about, look, saying to adults, there is no age limit to play. We should play whatever age we are. And if you don't play with Lego, that's fine. Play with whatever you want. But
Right.
Lego is
Just distract your mind,
yeah,
and do something that brings you joy, really.
Yeah.
It's not
And
just playing, because sometimes you play a game, you might be frustrated by that game. Like some video games, if you can't make it to the next level, that actually increases your anxiety. But what's nice about Lego is that if you're working on a set, you have a sense of completion once the set is done, and in a sense of accomplishment. And then with mocks and mods, you have a chance to use your creativity and see what you have in your stock and create something just out of your own imagination, which I think is one of the best parts about Lego, is that you're really kind of stimulating a part of your brain that is creative and fun and brings you joy. And that's really, I think, what this whole challenge is about, is to be able to do something that brings you joy plus raising awareness.
Yeah, exactly. That's all of this is meant. Again, we say hopefully encouraging conversation about mental health, but it is also meant to be about, like you say, joy. It is meant to be fun. This is the whole thing. We get just to play with Lego. I mean, there's nothing better than that at times. It is. That's what it. And what to me, you slightly hinted at it, is what to me is great about Lego is that there is no right way and wrong way to play with Lego. Some people are pure set builders and find that, and I'm a bit like that. I've to be honest, mocks and stuff do give me anxiety and stuff like that. But doing challenges like this is what helps me in some sense. This is what I quite like. What helps me kind of go, okay, because it's not too open-ended. There is an element of go, okay, we know what this challenge is, so it gives me those sort of power, little kind of gives me a little kind of fence so I can go, okay, I know where to start.
Right.
And
we've made this very broad as far as this particular challenge, is that what we're doing is you take any baby character, and I was going, where did I put my baby characters? So, and you can either create something from scratch, or you can put something together as far as a modification of an existing set. So I just wanted to share with people that I have this set that is a small set. This is the Forest Fall set, I believe. It was $9.99. It was a small set. And I got this as a gift. And that's because one of my followers knows I love waterfalls. So this was a Friends set. I removed all of the Friends characters, and I just put this little bamboo tree up here. And all I have to do next is I have this little baby panda. So it doesn't have to be a baby human. It could be any baby. So here's a baby panda. And for now, I guess I'm going to put it right here because I can't put it onto the, oh no, I just dropped the, the bamboo. Okay. So I just put the little panda right here. So this is raising awareness, because sometimes going outdoors, sitting near a waterfall, being away from the hustle and bustle of life can be really a wonderful way to improve your mental health. So that's how easy this is. You can look around, see what sets you have. How can you add a baby character to, enhance it or improve it? Or you can start from scratch and build something on your own. And you have the entire month of January to do this. So, and we use #MindTheBrick and #MindTheBaby.
And if you don't have any baby figures, you can get the new collectible minifigure series. Well, here's
the Space Baby, which I'm really looking forward to seeing some Space Baby builds during the month of January. And we were talking before the stream about what we could do to just kind of recognize people who've participated in this. And at the end of the month, we are going to have a review episode. So today is a pre-recorded episode, and we're going to broadcast this. So then that way you can refer to this as far as what some of the rules are. So rule number 1, month of January, anytime in the month of January between now and January 31st. Rule number 2, #MindTheBrick, or I should probably say both, right? #MindTheBrick and hashtag mind the baby. So make sure you put those hashtags into your posts on Instagram, and those will be tracked during the month of January. And I guess the third very important part is you have to build the mock. I guess I should have put that in reverse order, but the mock should have a baby figure in it. So then, and some explanation of how that figure in the scene helps raise awareness about mental health.
And it can just be like you got nature there, because that can be, it can be like what your happy place is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be anything very complicated or kind of, it's what makes you happy. That can be your answer. And if spaceships make you happy, make a spaceship.
If you're doing those little minifig habitats, that could be another thing that you could use, because that's a really good size. You don't even have to do that. You could do a little mosaic. You could do a little mosaic and just put the baby on the mosaic and describe what the mosaic is. We want to make this easy and approachable and raise awareness for mental health. So what we're going to do is at the end of the month, we're going to do a review of the people who put in the hashtag. So that's how we're going to track it. And Nick also has another surprise for those who participate. I think we're having a drawing. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
More details to follow.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
We literally just talked about this before we started recording. So we'll bring more details about that. But it's a small token. It's not. Don't expect it's going to be like a massive, Lion's Castle set or something like that. No. Yeah. But we do want to recognize that people have participated in this, and that we will probably have a drawing and just say thank you also to everybody who participated in this. But any other closing comments that you might have, Nick?
Just sort of happy building, and sort of, it'd be great if people, if you can follow the hashtags, and again, comment on other people's posts, really. Again, as I say, we want this to be a conversation starter, really.
Right.
And if you can see other people who posted, and people have kind of posted, concerns or stuff like, if you have advice because you've been through similar issues before yourself, what we want to get is that sort of trying to hopefully raise awareness, trying to reduce the stigma, as I'm saying, and really trying to help each other, and sort of as a community, and sort of, but also really lastly, I think I said this already, is have fun, because that's really what it's about.
That's exactly what it's about. And just as a reminder, the two hashtags are hashtag mind the brick and hashtag mind the baby. And make sure you follow Nick at Brighton Bricks on Instagram. That's right here. You can see that. Follow Nick at Brighton Bricks. Also, just as a reminder, please like and subscribe to the stream. This is pre-recorded, but we do provide content here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network that may be of interest to you. We're doing something new for 2023, that for announcements, instead of going live, we're doing these. So then that way you can refer to it later and take a look at what we have to say about the different challenges. And remember, you are listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Feel free to send me any snail mail at P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington, 98103. And thank you again, Nick. It's so great to have you back on the show. And I'm looking forward to these challenges, and looking forward to seeing what people are bringing to hashtag mind the brick and hashtag mind the baby. And to everyone, happy building, and take care of your mental health. It's so important. Take care. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.